Hello, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, so I'm sure if you're an avid fan and you've watched the last 4 episodes, you'll know this is episode 5, or what we just discovered is Cinco de Drinko.
Yeah, that's a great it's a great title for this episode, I think. We'll call this one Cinco de Drinko. And I apologize for the horrible cliffhanger we left at episode 4, but here we are with episode 5. So as everyone's transitioning over, we are now ready to go with episode 5 now. So we'll never know who actually killed that person, but
I don't know.
this mystery will just never be solved.
Very
Very
good.
Twin Peaks-like, I guess.
And for those of you that are just discovering this amazing wine webisode, I'm Cecilia Barretto. I own Vinously Speaking wine shop in the medical center, and it's also a wine blog. You can find all the information at www.vinouslyspeaking.com. It'll be linked up and set up in the video and all that fun stuff. And this is my partner in wine.
Jeff Degner with the Grape Wine Company, San Antonio's oldest wine merchant, where we taste thousands of wines and then pre-select the best of the best for our customers.
So yeah.
It's good.
So the theme for today, we decided to go a little religious.
Yeah, with Easter just right around the corner, I, being very traditional, so I was like, oh, let's talk about Easter pairings. And you go, well, let's do Argentina because of the new Pope. And I go, genius. Genius, what's going on? There's so much. And so I was like, that's a great idea. So we decided to do some Argentinian wines.
Yes.
In celebration of the new Pope.
Yep, the new Pope from Argentina. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with the country of Argentina. I'm sure you're familiar with the fact that they make great wines. This is not uncommon knowledge.
Yes. Yeah, we're not breaking the Da Vinci Code with this one. This is literally, it's been out there for probably, 15 years now. They're really Argentina, or at least, they've been more of a presence in the wine industry.
Yeah. And the great thing with Argentinian wines, we didn't actually bring any for sample today for us. I fell a little bit behind on that. Is that Argentinian wines, they pair them a lot. In Argentina, they eat a lot of meats, a lot of steaks. So that makes Argentinian wine amazing for San Antonio because we've got barbecue, we've got our brisket, we've got steak.
Yeah.
I mean,
everyone loves to grill, and these are all. And also, one thing too is because of the mass amount that they make, and that labor is so inexpensive down there. That very inexpensive wines too. You can find great deals from $10 on up. So. While maybe in California you don't like the $10 cab, you want more of a $25, $30 style. With Argentina, really right out of the gate, they're fantastic. So,
and we both brought 2 red wines. But just to let you know, before we dive into the 2 reds, one of the main white varieties. Excuse me, that's another thing to remember. Varietals is not correct. Varieties is. So grape varieties. So the variety for the white wine that's very common there is called Tarantis. So Tarantis is an aromatic white wine varietal. Variety.
Variety.
All the time.
0 for 2.
0 for 2, yeah. So, too much wine before this. And so, Tarantis, very aromatic, very refreshing. So if you want to pair those with your, fresh vegetable platters, if you're welcoming guests, if you want to pair them with salads, some, chicken dishes with maybe some type of peaches or, fruits around it. So really,
big fan of Tarantis because, like you said, on the nose you get so much out there that a lot of people who haven't tried it are really surprised by their first time because there's so much flavor on the nose and like I said, aromatic, and they're great to taste too.
And it's great if you pair it with the trail mix and you're going hiking. Not on a serious hike because obviously you're drinking wine, but if you're going on more a leisurely, fun hike.
Just stroll around the neighborhood.
Some Tarantis.
Some Tarantis and trail mix.
Tarantis and trail mix.
When you walk the dog, that's always key. That's a good idea.
Alright, so are we ready to get into some wine?
Yeah, let's do it. So the wine that I chose to celebrate for the Pope today is the Mountain d'Or Malbec. Now, I actually like Malbec, and it's kind of that underdog where in France maybe it just wasn't doing that well. In the Bordeaux region, it's one of the 5 grapes that can be blended into the red wines of Bordeaux, but it just never really excelled over there, not like Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. So in the 1800s, when the immigrants came over from France or from Europe in general to South America, and they landed in Argentina, a lot of them brought different vine clippings with them as they came. And lo and behold, Malbec loves altitude and heat. It just thrives, kind of like us too, I guess. Right? we like the sun, and we like to get as close to it as possible. So all of a sudden, it just started just thriving over there. Grows well, loves the heat, like I said, loves the altitude, and again, because of the massive amount that's there and the inexpensiveness of labor, they really turn out some great wines at a value price. So the 2011 Mountain Door Malbec is 100% Malbec, has I think 30% in oak, 70% in stainless steel. So it's got just enough of that kind of vanilla and some of those flavors you're going to get from those oak barrels, but a lot of those fruit flavors that are really present in the beginning too. So also Stelvin enclosure, which is always, you know, a big fan of that. But this is $10.95 at the Grape Wine Company. And if you do this with like a flank steak, which is also a very kind of inexpensive cut of beef, in there, you know, where you soak it in olive oil and some red pepper flakes as well as parsley, and then grill it. This is a fantastic little, you know, for maybe $25 total between the steak and this, you're gonna have a really good kind of good dinner experience. So let's give it a shot.
On a side note, just so that if anyone out there, so Malbec. In French, if you dissect the word, mal is bad or dirty, and bec is the beak. And so the name of the grape came from the fact that in Bordeaux, it was not considered a good grape. You know, it was blending, and then whatever was left that wasn't needed was just left on the vines for the birds to eat. So the birds would eat the grapes, and their beaks would get dirty. And so it's called the dirty beak grape.
Wow, that's pretty good. See, look, I learned something today. That's pretty good. All right, well, let's give this one a shot then.
Dirty beak?
Let's try the dirty beak. I think I've been to a bar once that was called Dirty Beak, and that's why we said that.
And you know, a fun thing, I don't know the word, but whenever you rearrange the letters of a word, and it means something else. So if you take Malbec and rearrange it, it's be calm. Be calm.
All right, well, let's see. We'll see how this wine, if this is either a dirty beak or a be calm kind of wine.
I'm definitely getting lots of really ripe red fruits, dark red fruits, really ripe cherries.
Yeah, this stuff I would put like in a ripe bean cherry kind of style. Even some kind of you know, like raspberry maybe that stayed on the vine just long enough so it wasn't that kind of vibrant red, but more of a darker style to it.
There's also a bit of a rustic element, like some white pepper notes that I get to it. If you haven't smelled white pepper in a long time, go out and buy it, or go to your spice cabinet, look at that back right corner underneath the cumin, probably is there. You know, white pepper is something that you smell a lot on a lot of varietals, so if you can, next time you're at your neighbor's house or your friend's house, you know, ask them where their white pepper is, really quick smell it.
Right. If you're not going through their bathroom cabinets, go through their spice cabinets, and never get invited back.
You can always judge a person by their spice cabinet.
That's right.
It's very fresh acidity. A lot of times, Malbecs can be kind of on a range of levels. You know, it could be lighter, acidic, or more intense and structured. This one's a really nice one, I feel, for summer. Yeah,
exactly. If you're grilling meat and you're outside drinking this as you're grilling, I think this is fantastic because it's just light enough to kind of keep it refreshing and like some nice acid to it.
Put a little bit, like 10-15 minute chill on it.
Yeah. Yep. You get a little bit in the fridge, and then once that steak comes off, let it rest for 5 minutes, and then start cutting into it. And I think it's gonna be nice.
It's a very good wine, and at the $10.95 price point, it's very good. So again, it's the Mountain Door.
Mountain Door, 2011 Mountain Door Malbec.
Okay. Okay, so on to the second wine.
Yeah.
So I see your Malbec, and I raise you a Bonarda.
Oh, I like that.
All right, so for those of you that are not familiar with the Bonarda grape, so Bonarda is, or it can also be called Charbonneau. Charbonneau is a grape, but that usually is something more that you find in Europe, mainly from Switzerland. Yes, the Swiss snake wine.
The Swiss, yeah.
It's actually really good.
Not just chocolate.
Yes, and watches.
And watches, yeah.
So Bonarda is what they call this grape in Argentina, and before Malbec became the big sensation that it was, and still kind of is, Bonarda was the #1 grown red grape variety in Argentina. And then Malbec was kind of like, peace, see you later.
Yeah.
So in any case,
Yeah.
So Bonarda is a really unique grape. Some facts about it: it's the latest ripening. Usually, it's the last grape that they pick in Argentina. That being said, it can range in style from really light, fruity, something that you would say would be close to like a Gamay from Beaujolais or a Dolcetto from Italy. And then it can go all the way to the other extreme, which is what we have in our glass, which is big, structured, bold.
Right.
So, pretty unique grape. On the lighter end, it's also a great alternative for your Pinot Noirs, during Thanksgiving time or the holidays. And on the heavier end, if you like Malbec but you want something a little more bumped up, you can look for a heavier Bonarda.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's nice. And then, like I said, you just don't see as much of that up here as like Malbec, which is everywhere. I mean, that's more of a kind of a unique style, kind of fun wine that you just don't see in the Texas market as much. So let's give it a shot.
Let's do it. Get a little sniffy sniff.
First thing I definitely get off this is much darker than the Malbec. This is definitely inky and very purple in color.
Woo! That's an intense aroma. You can I don't know if you can see that, but it's quite inky.
Yeah.
You can like see how it just colors the glass with like a red tinge. I'm not sure if that's coming off, and then the legs are just like.
Yes. Yeah, that's like a Freddy Krueger movie right there.
Yeah, it is very good.
What's the alcohol on this?
14%.
Oh yeah.
So up there.
It's a strong wine.
It's definitely like dark fruits. You got dark like blackberry, blueberry, even like pushing syrupy of those.
Yeah.
Of
I get a lot of like plum. I get more of a like a baked plum flavor to that.
Yeah. Some
herbaceous, yeah, our favorite word.
Oh yeah. This one is very big, very bold in your mouth. Definitely the kind of wine you want to put with a big, juicy piece of steak. So this is a wine for all you guys out there. You just like talk to your significant other and be like, look, tonight we're going to drink some wine. And she's going to be like, yay, I love wine. You're like, all right, it's going to be big and bold. But you secretly get to go out and buy like 10 different types of meats and then pair it with this wine, because this is like Brazilian steakhouse kind of.
Oh, absolutely,
action going on.
Another thing I was thinking too, this would be great with like a like a cigar afterwards too, because of those big flavors. Coating your mouth in there and then sitting outside. So kind of a nice guy's night. Have some steak, have a cigar, watch a Bruce Willis movie of some sort. I don't know. I mean.
Or unless you're like a girl like me that's kind of one of the guys and you're like, I like cigars and I like steaks and I like potatoes.
Yeah, this is definitely right up that alley. So this is good.
So unfortunately, the Brazilian steakhouse people that we were going to get to come here had to back out, so we couldn't get the like fresh meat.
Yeah, no show where they would come up and the gacho guys would come and slice right there.
Yeah.
Future episode.
Yeah.
We'll work on this again. But this is great. So I mean, two different styles of big red wines, where this is a lighter style for a Malbec, and then that's obviously a nice big robust juicy style there. So this is nice.
Yep. Very good. Well, thank you for joining us for
our Easter Pope episode. Good luck, St. Francis there.
Yes, very much so. And fire up that barbecue and get some of these wines. So
there you go.
Thanks very much.
Have a good Easter weekend.
Cheers.
Cheers.